Just west of the world-famous Las Vegas Strip, we're at the site of Super Bowl 58, Allegiant Stadium here in Las Vegas. Here's Harrison Butker out there to get this thing started. And off we go from Vegas. The return team gonna let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback. They'll start this one with a 3 tight end look. Here's carry number 1 for the former Bulldog, Zamir White. And that play gets nothing. So no gain on the game's first snap.
This defense wanted to come out early in this game and take the fight to the offense. And boy, did they ever set the tone on the very first play, keeping that carry to no gain.
On second down, a run. Well, how about a reverse instead? And he is not going to get away. Might have got the yard, but it will set up third down. They go play action now. Ritter. Coming free is Tart. He's got it. And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35.
When we had a chance to talk to the coach the other day, what did he tell us, Mike? He said, I want to come out and be aggressive right from the start. With that big shot downfield here early, I think it's pretty safe to say that's exactly what they have done. Now the key is, can they turn that explosive play into an opening drive touchdown and really get off to a fast start?
Escaping the danger, throwing and completing. And they're going to be set up in the red zone. They got it inside the 15.
I hope we all appreciate just how difficult it is to throw the ball that well while on the run. And the way they teach it, Mike, is kind of cool. They actually teach the quarterback to disconnect your upper body from your lower body. Just keep your feet moving, and however your arm touches.
He is in. Jalen Warren, touchdown Raiders. That touchdown number 1 for him on the year. Daniel Carlson on to attempt the extra point. The kick is good, but there are penalty flags down. They might have made contact with the kicker too late. Nothing is our score as this kick is sent into the air. And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback. The break the huddle coming up now for 1st and 10. Now the first carry for the Rutgers Scarlet Knight, Isaiah Pacheco. And this play going nowhere. He is taken down behind the line of scrimmage on their first play of the game.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on first down, but that's exactly the case here.
He connects with Gray on that one. And they bring him down, but not until he gets the 45-yard line.
These are the chunk plays they thought they could get here against this pass defense. They thought the passing game favored their offense in this matchup, and I think we can expect this to be the case the rest of the game.
Room to run inside the 40. And they get him to the ground, but he's all the way down to the 35-yard line.
Big hole up the middle. The interior of this offensive line did a great job clearing some space. The back saw it quick, and he hit it. The next thing you know, he was in the secondary for a big pickup.
They'll stay on the ground and stay with Pacheco. Well, they weren't going to get him the second time with the same back. Defense all over that one. They stop him for no gain.
Just watch the speed of the pursuit out of this safety on this tackle, Mike. His ability to play from depth and attack the line of scrimmage and meet that ball carrier in the hole and keep him to no gain. You don't see a lot of safeties able to make that tackle in the open field. That's pretty impressive.
Mahomes now on second down. Nowhere to get away, and he's going to go down.
The best thing they did here, Mike, is keep their rush lane integrity. What that means is you have to rush the quarterback as a unit. Keep him in the pocket. Keep him on that X. And when you do, man, he becomes a sitting duck for this pass rush.
So, backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. Throwing from the gun. Here's Patrick. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down. Harrison Butker on now for the field goal. He'll bang that one through. It's good. And the Chiefs are on the board. It's 7-3.
And I can tell you firsthand, Mike, when you find yourself trailing in a game, you don't feel very good about coming away with field goals. But in this case, it does get them a little bit closer and cut into this deficit.
The return team going to let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback. Three tight ends in the game to start the drive. The drive begins with a run by White. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one.
You could just see the frustration on the running back's face as he's getting helped up off the ground. Like, there was just nowhere to go from the moment he was handed the ball. Give credit to the defense. Great job.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's Ritter. A throw there on 2nd down, going to be incomplete.
An incompletion there isn't ideal by any means, Mike, but I think that's one of those passes where he made sure that ball was either going to end up in his guy's hands or out of bounds.
It is 3rd and 10. From the shotgun, it's Ritter. That's and intercepted. Picked off by Brian Cook.
The best way, Mike, for a defense to bait these bad throws is don't allow the quarterback to throw the ball to their first read. By the time he gets to the 3rd or 4th read, in this case, the defender has already put himself in position, jump that route, challenge the receiver, and that's a big-time takeaway.
They'll come up 1st and 10 and the 40. The drive begins with a run by Pacheco. He'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
So often when it comes to safeties, Mike, we talk about their speed and their range. But for him to be able to come up and make a tackle and be physical at the point of attack and keep this ball carrier to no gain, that's pretty impressive.
On 2nd down, Mahomes. They're trying to set up the screen here with Pacheco. They'll get about 6 before he's taken down. Here's a 3rd down and 4. From the shotgun, it's Mahomes. That is hot. He gets the hook. First and 10. Now Mahomes gives it to Pacheco. And he'll get forward for a couple. It's 2nd down. Out of the gun, here's Mahomes. The second down throw is incomplete.
They couldn't quite connect there on that short pass, Mike, and I just think it's worth reminding everyone how different the concepts are down here in the red zone than what the rest of the game plan calls for in the normal part of the field.
And that is incomplete.
Great pass rushers live for third down, especially when they know the offense has to be one-dimensional. And this is a great example here, Mike. They can just pin their ears back and go. They know there is no threat for run. It is a must-pass situation, and for this offense, they're lucky it didn't result in a sack. So it's not exactly what you're looking for when you set out on a drive, but at the same time, you don't want to come away empty-handed either. So in this case, they'll take those 3 points.
After the made field goal, Butker back on the field to send this one away. From the 6, here comes a return. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. On play action, Ritter. Oh, the struggles continue. Another interception. Picked off by Leo Chanel.
And this is going to go down as a pick, but it really was the pressure defensively that caused the interception. I mean, he was a little sloppy with his fundamentals, but I think it's as a result of the guy in his face led to that ball kind of sailing, inaccurate throw, and that's just really good team defense.
Run. It's Pacheco. And he'll plow forward for a gain of 4 yards. Here's a 2nd and 6. They send the tight end in motion. Toward the boundary. Rice bringing it in. Here's a 3rd down and 4. Throwing is Mahomes. And that is incomplete.
And barring an aggressive decision here on 4th down, it just seemed like a really wasted possession to go 3 and out. Not able to pick up a single 1st down. Not only do you not able to gain any field position advantage, it really takes a lot of the wind out of your sails as you find yourself jogging off the field and the punt team coming on. And I think this is going to end up being considered a successful drive, Mike. I think obviously you would have loved to see them come down and convert and score a touchdown. But at the very least, they needed to come away with 3. They were able to do that and take a lead on that field goal.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. They'll start this on the ground, and here's White. A good spot here, 2nd and a yard. Another run here with White. He is met and dropped. A couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage, too.
The offense thinks that they can just kind of plow this one up there in the middle and keep the chains moving, but not on this defense. Not only do they not pick up the 1st down, but after suffering that loss, now they've got some decisions to make on 3rd.
He manages to get the throw away and completes it. And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35.
Those are the explosive pass explosive plays that this team is going to continue to mine all day. And you can see pre-snap, the quarterback loved his matchup. He allowed his receiver to work downfield, perfect throw, and now sets them up to try to see if they can finish this drive off with some points.
And a nice game there on first down. He takes it forward for 8 yards.
This just shows why you can't count on just one guy to take him down. He's a powerful enough runner. You gotta have guys coming in support when that first hit is made. It takes a team effort to stop him, especially once he gets going.
And it doesn't appear that he got to that first down marker. They'll only give him a yard, so it'll set up third down. Oh, there's movement up front. That's going to make this third down a lot tougher. Here's third down in a few inches. They go play action with Ritter. And that is incomplete.
The whole idea of the play action pass, Mike, is that you can slow the pass rush down enough that it allows longer, slower developing pass concepts to open up downfield. But in this case, they were on him so fast that by the time he got his head around, that ball needed to come out. There was no timing and ultimately led in an incompletion. So anytime an offense comes off the field after settling for 3, you always have to take the good with the bad. In order to get down there in field goal range, you had to do something positive to move the ball. But at the same time, how are we going to be able to finish these drives and convert for 6 the next time we get down there?
He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. They'll start on the ground with Pacheco. And a good tackle out wide will hold them to a gain of just 3. To play in a tight one-point game in this first half. We'll return to Las Vegas after this. They face second down and 7. Play fake. Now it's Mahomes. And that's going to wind up incomplete. Pressure certainly impacted the quarterback there. Couldn't get his arm all the way through. And it's going to bring up a third down. Here's Mahomes. He's got his man. Right side. It's complete. 14 yards on that pass play there. And the Chiefs have a first down. And he'll get back maybe to the line of scrimmage, but probably going to be a loss of a yard here. Now the Chiefs going to call the first of their timeouts. And they'll get together prior to the second down play. Once again, it's Pacheco. And he nearly got free. But as it is, gain of 6. And it sets up third down. Throwing is Mahomes. Open man, right side. He's got it. And he'll be out of bounds, but not before he gets inside the 35-yard line. That's 2 catches on this drive. This one for 23 yards. They'll come up here, first and 10. Now Mahomes. He'll get this complete to Worthy. And he's close to another first down as he's brought down just shy of the marker.
This is a great example here of just not getting too complicated as an offensive coordinator. Who's one of your best players on the field, and how do you get the ball in his hands?
And he'll get this inside the 20, a nice run. They're in the red zone. It's first down. To throw is Mahomes. That is caught at the
Good
3.
shit.
To the goal line and in. Isaiah Pacheco. Touchdown, KC. It felt like they needed a touchdown, Greg, in the worst way after getting those early field goals to find the end zone. Big boost for this offense.
And it felt like they really needed it, as you said, Mike, to come away with 3 previous.
And this one is blocked. A big hole.
Okay. I'm down 5. Oh, going to the second half. All right.
Halftime, coming close, and not much time left as this one is kicked away. And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback.
On the damn phone.
A handoff here to start the drive, but this will end up being a reverse. Now the Raiders going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. An enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches. Out of the gun, it's Ritter. He's going to look downfield for Chark. And for the 3rd time in this first half, he's been intercepted. Picked off by Jalen Watson.
Look, Mike, the reality here is that he's just not seeing the field the way that he needs to. Now, give credit. A big part of this is the defense doing an excellent job disguising its coverages all game long. Just before the snap, when he thinks he has the answers, the secondary changes the questions, and they've been rewarded with 3 picks for their effort.
He's going to let this one go for Worthy. That's going to be incomplete. They took a shot on the final play. Prayer not answered. And that is how this first half will come to an end. Okay, Coach, thanks a bunch. We'll see which team's adjustment's going to pay dividends here. Likely going to play a big role in who wins this one. Both teams ready to get back at it as we get back underway here on EA Sports. That one's going to skip into the end zone for a touchback. The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10. On the ground to start the drive with Pacheco. And he'll get about 3 on that one. It'll be 2nd down. Putting the tight end in motion. In trouble, and down he goes.
Outside of a turnover, this was probably the worst-case scenario. Immediate pressure in his face with nowhere to go with the ball downfield. Just get the ball out of your hand. Live to play another down. Instead, he retreats backwards and leads to a massive loss.
Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. They'll run it straight ahead with Pacheco. And he'll get a good chunk of that yardage back, but he's still well short of the first down.
This is a spot you just love to be in as a defensive player. I mean, you've got him backed up so far, you're not really fearing any play call, let alone a run. Sit a couple of guys back, keep the ball from being thrown over your head. Everybody else track the ball, comes up well short.
They go 3 tight ends here on 1st and 10. On the handoff, it's White running right. Not much to speak of on that one. Maybe a gain of a yard. It's second down. Now Ritter. He's going to look for the home run ball. And the Chiefs are going to get the football at their own 40.
When you find yourself in this situation, Mike, you're on defense, you're defending your own goal line, you got to take some chances. You've got to try to force a turnover and make a play and get off the field. That's exactly what this defender did. Takes a chance, bets on himself, and comes away with a pick to save them some points.
Going for it all. He's got it! And he'll be taken down at the 10-yard line.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone, and this is where you have to finish drives.
Mark down at the 6. A give here to Pacheco. And nothing develops there. It'll stay right at the 5-yard line. No gain on that one.
So on second down, they try to hammer it in on the ground, Mike, but now on third and goal, I don't think you had any choice but to put this ball in your quarterback's hands and test this defense through the air.
On third down, they go with Pacheco. And he's going nowhere on this one. Met and dropped behind the line, and now it is 4th and goal. Harrison Butker on now for the field goal. This about as short as you can get. Another one through the uprights. He's 4 for 4 on the game. And the Chiefs will extend their third quarter lead.
It's always a little bit of a letdown, Mike. You find yourself deep in the red zone and you have to settle for a short field goal like that. In this case, he's able to put it through, and they get 3.
The return team gonna let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback. It's a 3 tight end look as they have it 1st and 10. Off the fake, here's Ritter.
Oh, come on.
Here's another ball that's intercepted. Picked off by Jalen Watson.
At this point, Mike, it's just hard to trust him to make good decisions with the ball, which is really a shame. And we both had really high hopes for this quarterback coming into the game. He was able to shake off the first 2 picks. But then there's a 3rd, then there's a 4th. And now after this 5th, you have to strongly consider whether you want to sit this guy for the remainder of this game.
First down throw, Mahomes. That'll be batted away. Incomplete. Coverage very strong defensively. It's second down.
So on a day where he's completed, give or take half of his passes, Mike, you have to imagine there's a handful of throws he'd like to have back, and I think that last one falls in that category. But the biggest thing, and most fortunately for them, they find themselves with the lead despite a bit of an up-and-down performance out of their quarterback.
Here comes 3rd and 6. Throwing now, Mahomes. He'll swing one out wide to Pacheco. And it looks like he's going to have the first down. What great work after the catch to extend the drive. A handoff to Pacheco. And he's fighting to try to get back to the line of scrimmage, but will not do it. This is going to be a loss of a yard.
Every team makes an emphasis on winning first down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, 2nd and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales into your favor.
Mahomes now to throw on second down. That is caught. What a throw. Xavier Worthy. Touchdown, Kansas City. So they take the shot downfield, and it is caught in the end zone for a touchdown. What a big play that is, Greg.
Absolutely, Mike. And the key to a play like this is when the ball travels this far in the air, they teach you, don't look back, look up, because that's where the ball will be. And in this case, he was able to secure it and come away with a big touchdown.
So now it's Butker following the touchdown to send this one away. And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback. So they come to the line for first down and 10. On first down, it's White. Oh, he's hit behind the line, and the ball is out. That's picked up by the Chiefs.
And as you can see with that fumble, Mike, it really just goes back to the fundamentals of how they're taught to carry the ball. And they talk about the points of...
And remember now, all turnovers have to be verified by a replay. So they might be taking a look at this one. So that one overturned. They say the runner was down, and that will not be a fumble. A give, and here's White. And he'll get this very close to a first down. A nice run there. Just end up a little bit short. So, 3 quarters now in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Third and a yard. They'll try to run for it. Here's White. Good work on the ground. He's got it. First down. Up at about the 42.
Really just the same approach that an offense would take on a quarterback sneak, Mike. You don't necessarily have to spring them for a huge gain. Can you buy just enough space up front to pick up 1 yard? That's exactly what they did. Pick up the first down. Mike, when you're completing less than 35% of your passes, you're just not going to win a lot of games in the NFL. He's just too erratic throughout the course of the game. Sometimes it's exactly how they practiced. And at other times, it looks like they've never practiced at all.
They'll try again here. Second and 10. Here's Ritter to throw. Going up top. And more of the same. Another interception. Picked off by Jalen Watson. And the Chiefs are going to take over once again at their own 20-yard line.
Well, Mike, this is entering the wrong kind of rarefied air. I mean, as in, it's only happened a handful of times since the turn of the millennium rare. It's an entire season's worth of picks thrown in just one game. I think at this point, you jump the playbook, you light it on fire, and we're just going to start from scratch next week.
Up the sideline at the 35. And he's out of bounds, up beyond the 40-yard line. Terrific start to this drive. Gain of 23 and a first down. A run up the middle with Pacheco. And he's going to be taken down. Not so easy this time. They drop him back behind the line. It's second down. Here's a toss to Pacheco. And a nice tackle in the open field limits the gain to only 1. This a must stop for this defense. Facing 3rd and long. Throwing from the gun. Here's Patrick. That's caught. Left side. It's complete. And they'll get this one down to the 35-yard line.
That might end up being the backbreaker right now. This defense desperately needed to get off the field and give their offense a chance to cut into this 2-score lead. But instead, they now got to defend a fresh set of downs. And as you look up at this clock, they might be running out of time.
And they are in great shape. He's taken down inside the 10. Here's a chance to put this game away. 1st down and goal. Mahomes back. He's got it at the 3. And he's going to be down close to the goal line. Good job defensively to make sure he did not get to the end zone. They'll run with Pacheco. And he won't quite get in. Down to the 1, setting up 3rd and goal. They'll run with Pacheco. And he will not get in the defense. Standing their ground, pushing him back, and it sets up 4th and goal.
I'd like to see that running back be a little bit more decisive with his cut, Mike. You can see he was a little hesitant, and once you're late making that decision, you just kind of get strong laterally. Great job there by the defense, and he has no choice but to take that loss.
On 4th down, Harrison Butker on for the Kansas City field goal. This, about as short as you can get. Butker's kick is good. And the Chiefs add on to their lead.
Yeah, he does a nice job handling that kick there, but I think offensively, you come back to the sideline and you're thinking, we have to find a way to finish these drives. I mean, to be in 1st and goal and settle for 3, that can be very deflating for an offense settling for too many field goals.
After the made field goal, Butker back on the field to send this one away. The return team going to let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback. Here's 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Ritter. That is caught by Chark. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
Nice way to start the drive here. Really good protection by the guys up front. Good decision by the quarterback to find his read. Ball's accurate, ball's on time. Now they're able to start this drive and get on the move the right way.
And nothing on that one, back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it.
Well, this has been the story of the entire game, Mike, is just how well this defense has played, particularly against the run. There has been nowhere to operate for this offense, and it continued here on this last play.
On 2nd down, Ritter. And that is incomplete.
I can't exactly put my finger on it, but it just seems like this entire game, like this passing game and this quarterback specifically, they've just been off. And whether it's missing these big shots downfield like he did there or just simple underneath layups, there's just something about him today that doesn't look right. And I think it's a big part of the reason they find themselves trailing here in the 4th quarter.
He's going to look downfield for Chark. That is going to be hauled in. He's got it. DJ Chark. Touchdown, Vegas. Some play by the quarterback. He got flushed by the rush, but Greg made the right choice and ends up with a touchdown pass.
The question always is for these quarterbacks, Mike, in this situation, how long does he remain a passer, or then does he just tuck it down and become a runner? I think he does this perfectly, extends the play as long as possible, gives time for his receiver to uncover, and results in a touchdown.
The kickoff unit is out there, and they'll send this one away.
Well, we knew, Mike, this was going to take a miracle. All they needed to do was recover this, score, recover another one, score again. Unfortunately, that's not going to happen, and this game's all but over.
The drive begins with a run by Pacheco. He'll work his way ahead for a gain of about 4. Now, timeout Vegas. That is their second. Stoppage comes with just over a minute to play in this one. Second and 6. They'll stay on the ground and stay with Pacheco. Trying to find someplace to go, but nothing developing. Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 1. Now Mahomes gives it to Pacheco. Now the Raiders going to use their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go in this one. On 4th down, Harrison Butker on for the Kansas City field goal. This one is good. He knocks it through. And the Chiefs will extend their lead.
And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
And this one is fielded in the end zone. Will not be returned. So it'll come out to the 30. Here's 1st and 10. They'll drop to throw. He's going to look downfield for Chark. The ball deflected at least a couple of times, but it'll fall to the ground. It's incomplete.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because, think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end.
And he's just throwing ducks up there. Another ball intercepted. Picked off by Trent McDuffie. And he is going to bring this one back. A DB's dream. A pick 6 for touchdown.